Howdy, everyone, and welcome back to Phasmophobia. So I want to do something a little different. Well, first off, welcome back to the channel. I feel like every time I upload, it tends to be like so much time in between, and I really do apologize for that. But well, first off, just wanted to announce I just recently finished my graduate school, got my master's um, this past Friday actually. So finally done with school, and just I have so much free time now. Just feels crazy that being in school for like almost 8 years long. Just God, not 8 years for grad school, right? But 8 years of just everything after public school. I mean, but it's been a long journey, and finally here, and just looking forward to where I can go, what the future holds for me, But I'm excited, and I hope everyone's been doing well on everyone your own end as well. So I did mention earlier ago I'd like to do something different. So usually I don't listen to or watch like podcasts that often, but I do like about some topics I've been listening to lately about supernatural stuff and whatnot. I'm like, what if I could talk about something like what if I could also talk about like experiences or things I read about while playing some Phasmophobia for you guys? And so that's what I kind of wanted to try out here. And if you guys like it, then I'll continue it. And if you don't like it, then I'll just continue to play Phasmophobia and you know just not go that route, I guess you could say. I don't know how else to say it. Um, but I mean, it's pretty much just a general commentary over video games, so I don't really necessarily see the difference. So we'll just still give it a shot and see where it goes from there. But um, let's just go ahead and play some Tanglewood Drive. And don't know why. So funny enough, I don't know why all my progress got erased on my PS5. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, right? But still, just like, oh, that was a bummer. But it's okay. I enjoy going back and trying to re-unlock everything. And at the end of the day, Tanglewood Drive is like literally my go-to map. So it's okay. Alright, so I usually go in with a camcorder, EMF, and UV. So I don't know if you guys have ever, I don't know if any of you guys actually have had any experiences with like paranormal things, I guess you can say. I know that could be like um, a very tough subject to, not a tough subject to talking about, but it's very what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like conflicting, because I know there's some that believe in like supernatural, some that don't, which everyone's entitled to their opinions. This is judgment-free zone, at least here. I respect all opinions, and I will never try to convince otherwise just because someone doesn't agree. Or oh, we already got ribcage. But I just wanted to kind of talk about some experiences I had back then, growing up, at least with my family and I, specifically my sisters. So, such a wild ride. Back when I was a kid, I'm trying to remember like around what year it was, but my siblings and I have two sisters. We we moved to like it's so many places like all around where I live at, and one of our first homes that we lived in, like my older sister, she would always it was crazy because she would always like complain about seeing something like in her room and whatnot, and like something like shadowy with like a hood and stuff like that. And I mean, me as a kid, I literally paid no mind to any of it. I had no idea what she was talking about. I'm just hoping I don't. Whoa! Hold up. That might have been just a bug. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think the wall clipped into my face, but it looked like there was like a ghost in front of me. Okay. Okay, so I don't... Here, let's... Oh. Oh, it's gonna be here at the entryway. It's gonna be here at the entryway. I should be turning on the lights. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was mentioning though, so my older sister would complain about that, and then she would mention like sometimes her room will get very warm, and it's definitely here. What the... Oh, it's me. Definitely think it's here though. Yeah, but she would complain about it being warm, and then she would see something, and then I remember one time we had my uncle, aunt, and cousin who lived with us for a good hot minute, and let's go ahead and put this down over there. Yeah, and then I remember I was watching, I don't know if you guys recall Ed and Eddie on Cartoon Network. I know a lot of you probably do. One of my favorite cartoons growing up, by the way. So I recall I was in my room. It was during the daytime, like maybe around like, I want to say 11-ish or whatnot. The family was eating breakfast in the kitchen. I was in my room watching Ed and Eddie, had the lights off in bed, and just, just being a kid, just laughing, watching the show. So my door opens, right? And then I look, and then I just see like a freaking like large, and mind you, when I saw this at the time, I thought nothing of it, right? I wasn't scared of it, nothing. So it was just like, huh. Actually, let's use this instead. So the door opens, and I see like just like a large like shadow thing, just like looking at me with the door open. I'm just like looking back at it, and I'm just like, I don't feel anything. I'm just like, okay. I just thought it was like my uncle or something, like just playing a trick on me. And I was just like, huh, like, oh, okay. So after it closes the door eventually, and then after the fact, let me see. After the fact, I went over to the kitchen, and I was just asking around. I'm like, hey, I know y'all opened my door, and they're like, we didn't open your door. Like, what are you talking about? This, and that. And then, yeah, so that was just like very interesting. Then looking back, I'm just like, I connect the dots with everything like that my older sister said and whatnot. I'm like, huh. That's one of the houses that we lived at, but it got crazier from there. So after that house, we moved to, man, we moved like almost an hour or two away from the initial place. And then I might have to use a spare box in just a bit, so in case I cut off the story. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Let's actually see if there's any dots. Did we catch any evidence yet? I don't think we did, right? Did I put the book? I sure did, didn't I? Let's go take a look at that. So the home that we went to afterwards, where'd I put it? Okay, I don't think it's here. it in here? Oh, it's in here. Oh, okay. Oops. That explains a lot. Okay, so let's move the equipment over here. Let me put this out here first. Oh, the lights are off. Okay. Alright, so the next house. Yeah, okay. So the next place that we move to after that. Oh. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Cool. I'll come back, fellas. Go take a look at the camera real quick. So the home that we lived in after that, my sisters both stayed in a separate room, obviously. But my older sister would start complaining that the door would open and close on its own, like it was creaking all the time. And like I had my own room, so I couldn't tell or hear about or anything, right? But man, such a crazy experience living in that house. And one time I was sleeping in the living room, and it felt very weird because like right there in the living room, the door to the garage was there, and I don't know why, I just felt like very uneasy, and it just felt like there was like, I don't know how to explain it. I felt like very petrified, like I couldn't move. And I was just like sweating like profusely bad, and I didn't know how to like I couldn't move, like honestly. It's like I didn't know how to explain it. And again, I was a kid still at the time. I think I was in third grade. um yeah, it was so intense, like looking back on it now. I can't even just really like describe that feeling. But that ended up getting I finally like stopped because my uncle was staying with us at the time, and this is a different uncle, not the same one from the previous house. But no, no dots projection. Sorry about that. At least I don't see anything. All right, we're about to use the other equipment now. Probably got to be careful because I am at 73 sanity, and I do not have any sanity medication. Okay, let's go. So, my uncle ended up coming in through the garage door, so that immediately broke the tension. That tension. Oh, nice. Look at that. Cool. Have they written anything? No. I'm probably gonna go ahead and use the spare box just really quick. That is not a spare box. Wait, did I not bring it? Oh my god. I actually kind of jump scared right there. Alright, sorry, I was staying quiet because I don't know if it's getting provoked by me talking, probably. Ooh, dang, my sanity went down quick. Alright, let's see. So, what did we get? EMF 5? Ooh. Do one of these kind of get... Let me see. Okay, good. Huh. Alright, let's keep a look at this first for a bit. I just want to make sure we don't miss any dots here. So yeah, that was one of the many instances that happened at that house, and there was another time where our power went out at one point, and well, actually, let me backtrack a little bit. There was like another incident, like I don't know where I was at the time. I don't think I was at the house, or no, I was at the house. I was just like in a different room, but I don't know how I didn't hear it. Apparently, my older sister woke up screaming. She said that in the middle of the night, and that apparently she woke up and it was like a bloodied woman, like just like laying next to her, something like that. And yeah, it was that was freaky though. But you know, again, as a kid, I was just like I thought nothing of it, and then eventually we lost power, and so we were all sleeping on a mattress, like in the kitchen area, oh, dining room area. Sorry. There was like a big window right there that we had open. That way we can get some like fresh air from the outside since it was kind of cold. And like not too far from there is her room, my sister's room, and so that's when I heard you know, she want that story that well that incident those instances where she mentioned like her door would open and close. I heard it. I heard the creaking, and I was freaking out. I was like, "What?" Because my sisters were both asleep. I was awake, and then I just heard like some heavy footsteps walking towards us, and I freaked out. And I just finally just jumped up. I ran outside, and my dog was out there, right? So I just stayed out there with my dog until my mom had came back home because she was doing an overnight shift. Um, Her job at the time. I'm trying to remember what she was doing exactly, but yeah, that happened. And there was another incident where my cousin was staying with us, and we were all like, well, they were watching TV, I mean, or doing whatever they were doing in my sister's rooms. Okay, this thing is not going through the dots, but okay. So first off, I'm gonna cross off that. Okay. I don't know. I get a sneaking suspicion it might be. What else do I have? Bingo. Okay, got it right there. So it is dots. So we're missing. So he actually tossed the book aside. Oh boy. So it's either. Darn. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I go quiet when I'm doing that. So I don't think it's gonna be freezing temps. So it's gonna be between Goryo and a Wraith. Let's take a look real quick. Goryo was the other one, right? Ah, definitely not. Well, actually, you know what? Hold up. Mm-hmm. When a Goryo passes through a dot's projector, so I don't think it's a Goryo, because we saw it with our own eyes. So, Goryo would be what else? Ultraviolet. I think it's gonna be a Wraith then. So to continue the story though, yeah, our cousin was with us. And so they were in the room doing, you know, whatever they're doing, and then I was in my room watching TV, and I guess I was like, I was probably playing like my little. I had a Game Boy at the time. I recall I was playing like Mortal Kombat on there. Oh, let's go! It's a Wraith. And so they started freaking out. I heard them like, oh, like ah. And I was like, "What's going on?" They came running into my room. They told me that the TV in there turned off, and I'm just like, "What the heck? What are you talking about?" And so I went in there, and then I noticed that not even the light was turning on, and so basically both their TV and the light turned off in there. And I'm like, "Let me go in my room and check it out." And my TV and light were working perfectly fine, and then I finally my TV just turned off on its own, and then I turned off my light as well, and I tried switching it back on, but it didn't want to turn on either. So I was like, uh-oh. And then the restroom light had a red light as well for some reason, but that was the only light that was working, which was freaky. And so a lot of the lights were just turning off, like, and so we all like just ran to the garage and waited there for my mom to get back home. And again, she was just like, what are y'all doing here in the garage? And we told her what happened, and we were too afraid to just like, look at my hand. There's my small hand. If you get that reference, you get that reference. Okay, what do I have actually? I don't usually take that with me. You know what? Let's actually just take it. Why not? Let's see. Okay. So whenever we were, yeah, that happened, and so that was the end of incidents from that house, at least on my end, right? We moved to another house, a couple of houses later, right? And this was probably the one I had the most like personal experience there, and it was, you know, still to this, I'm just like, oh man, how it's just been crazy how everything like happened and whatnot, but like I was in 6th grade at the time, so okay, cool, we already found the room. So I don't recall... Oh. Did I see an orb in here? I probably... We're just seeing things. Okay, but we found the room at least. Okay, we'll just leave that there for now. Alright, oh, nice. Power turned off already. Dang. Already? Oh, my sanity go really low? Dang, already 85? I barely was even in there. Let me give it a couple, like a minute. So I can see there's like an orb in there. So the house that we were in, had a crazy experience in that place. So that's probably like where all that stuff with my sister seeing like a shadow, and at this point she's, you know, and again, I know there's a lot of skeptics out there and whatnot, and you know, I respect everybody's opinion, and again, this is just stuff that happened when I was a kid. If believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is, right? Um, so this is probably the house where my sister had the most like trouble, like growing up. You know, just like, cause she was, you know, already her senior year, and she was dealing with a lot, and she was telling me and my little sister about how like her what she would finally just call her demon, which was that black shadow thing that, you know, throughout all the years was finally like upping its game, I guess you can say, and like actually like showing itself to her, like its face, or pretending to be a face. I don't know. So she would start freaking out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and then on top of that, I would have like, ooh, is it writing? It said evidence, right? I think it might have been writing. Okay. Let me go ahead and take dots. Wait, what do I have on me right now? Okay. Take this, and let's take the thermometer. Alright. Let's actually have this on right now, that way in case we see anything. Oh, never mind. So it doesn't like to write. Noted. Alright, let's look around here. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the camera again. So it's definitely not gonna like, let's see, ghostwriting. Okay, definitely, no. Alright, how we doing? Doing fine. Ah, okay. So in that house, though, we had, at least, like, on top of, like, with my older sister, I also had, like, this, like, something, like, that was always whispering in my ear, and it was, like, it would just say, hey, you, or something like that, or, hey, it was creepy, man. But, and then I remember one time we went to was it South Padre Island? Somewhere we went to with more family. So we got dots, right? Did we get any other one? I don't think we did, huh? Okay. So it doesn't like to write either, but it's probably not going to be an orb. So we could take that off. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Watch it be a wraith again. Okay, but yeah, I would get that. And then one time we came back from that trip, and I was curious. I had recalled, like, at the time, like when you took pictures and stuff like that, like sometimes you catch something on there, and I used my mom's like flip phone. I remember it was like a Motorola or something like that. It was like a red flip phone. But anyways, there was like a hallway. Everyone was in the living room just watching a movie. I went to the hallway where we had like this little mirror at, and I went ahead to take a picture, like a selfie essentially, but from a distance, and I didn't catch anything. And I finally went up close to it, and then I took a picture, second one, and then like, dude, like I had like I don't know how to explain that feeling, but like everything like just dropped in my like in my body. Like the biggest chill went down my spine, and there was like this little transparent kid like right behind my shoulder. It was freaking creepy, dude. And I was like, I immediately closed the phone, and so I don't know if those who have had those flip phones back then know that, like, if you didn't, you had to like basically save the picture. Otherwise, if you closed it after you took a picture, it deletes like automatically. You cannot recover it. It's gone. It's like basic what I did, and like instead of showing it to my mom, I just like freaked out, closed it, and I went up to her like, "Hey, when are we moving from here?" Yeah, it was so crazy. And then ever since that happened, that whispering was even more louder, and it was like, yeah. But I'm trying to remember what else happened. Um, not sure what happened, but yeah, it was crazy. And like after a while, like as I got older, I kind of like realized, like kind of connected the dots together, and I was like curious, and I read about how, like, demons can take any type of like form to like essentially mess with people and whatnot. And I figured that was my sister's demon, doing that to me, and just to everyone, just trying to cause as much like negativity as possible. Because even on top of that, I feel like us living in that place it was making us go not crazy, but it was making us like be extremely negative like almost all the time. And the more negative we were, the more it was feeding off of that and getting stronger, I want to say. um oh, oh, there we go. Okay, we got it. Alright, so we got dots, we got our EMF, and we have our... What do we get? Ultraviolet. It's a Goryo. Let's go. Let me check something real quick, actually. Yeah, so after the fact, I come to realize that's what it was, and it was just doing all that, just messing with us and trying to make our lives miserable, basically. Yeah, it was tough, and then also, and it's funny because I look back on this and everything, like, dang, like, that thing had been with my sister for, like, the longest time, like, ever since that very first house that I mentioned. No, yeah, it's, I it was an experience for sure, you know, and it just kind of leaves a mark on you, like, in the long run, but, you know, I just grown to, like, just live with the, what did I press that for?
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
But I don't know, guys, if, you all have had any, like, experiences and stuff like that, I'd be more than, if you guys are, like, wanting to share anything, like, about your own experiences, you know, just go ahead and leave a comment down below or something, and, you know, we all can, like, talk about it and whatnot. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. If you want more things like that, I'll definitely do that. I can look into things that, you know, other, like, situations that have happened, like, somewhere else. I can talk about other topics as well, but I just wanted to kind of try this as something new, just basically just commentary over, like, very, like, supernaturally things, I guess you can say, but things that, like, pertain to, like, actually, like, the real world, I guess you can say. But I hope you all take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.